Still operates her OnlyFans page. For those of you unfamiliar, it's a popular website where people can post photos and videos for their money-paying subscribers. And the content is often sexual in nature. So again, we want to warn viewers in case they find this content objectionable.
I was a really good cop, and I was a really good leader.
Melissa Williams spent 28 years in law enforcement, the last 11 as a lieutenant at the Arapahoe County Jail. But away from work, she could be found on her OnlyFans page, known as Lexi, your secret dirty neighbor, with the caption, "See all of me," which includes pictures of her in sexy poses, wearing little and sometimes nothing. We're only showing the tamest photos. Do subscribers ask you to engage in sex acts?
They can ask for that, sure.
And is that something you participate in?
Not based on their request, just based on interests that my husband and I have.
What is up, YouTube? It's your boy G11 back at it again with another episode of Homie Talk, where we have real discussion about real things happening right now. So you guys saw the title, you saw the thumbnail, you saw the opening video. I'm not going to belabor the point. Let's get right to the content here. So, title of this is Colorado Deputy with OnlyFans Account Retires After Being Discovered by a Fellow Female Officer. So she wasn't fired, which is key here. She negotiated a retirement from her office. Okay. Reason why I thought this would be interesting to cover is because currently in our day and age, a lot of women have OnlyFans and make money from it, right? So this is something to consider if you're going for additional employment or future employment and you have an account. This is something that could potentially happen, right? So let's dig into it. All right, so a Colorado sheriff's deputy retired with a $30,000 separation agreement instead of facing an internal investigation over an OnlyFans page he owns. Quote, "I was a really good cop, and I was a really good leader," Melissa Williams, 48, told KDVR. Williams was in law enforcement for 28 years, spending the last 11 with the Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office, and most recently served as a lieutenant at a detention center. So she had a pretty prestigious career. 28 years is a long time to be in law enforcement. And I think in another two, she probably would have just retired and with a better pension than 30,000. I mean, that's a long time to just get that. Let's continue. She had the OnlyFans account for 18 months, so a little over a year, almost 2 years, without any problems. But then coworkers found out, and a female officer in a nearby police department filed a complaint. I wonder how they found out. Maybe someone was browsing OnlyFans and they're like, "Hey, ain't that officer so-and-so?" And they showed the face and it probably was her. So it just sucks. So like you jeopardize your, essentially this was a career in law enforcement for her for OnlyFans. I don't know. And she tarnished her image, right? Let's continue here. Indigestion. I think some people viewed as what I did for fun, so this was fun for her, as being a sex worker, but I'm the same as someone else's neighbor, their friend, mom, and daughter. Yeah, but people's friends, neighbors, moms, and daughters don't expose their guts online for the world to see. So that's the key difference here that I think she's missing. I'm still the same person I was for the 18 months the page existed and nobody knew. Not really. People, you're letting people see your most intimate moments and parts of you that should only be really reserved for whoever you're dealing with, right? Whoever you're in a relationship. So it's not the same. People will look at you different because they're like, "Oh, she's into this. She does this. Oh, I didn't know she could suck." You guys get where I'm going with this, right? Your whole image is just changed to how people look at you, whether you believe it or not. She still operates the OnlyFans page where subscribers pay a monthly fee to see Williams nude or watch her sexual encounters with her husband. Williams said she posted the content when she was off duty, was never in uniform in the content she posted, and never identified herself as law enforcement officer. Which, I mean, those are good things, but it still doesn't take away from what she did. Like, it doesn't make it better, if you guys catch my drift. it doesn't make it any better. Like, okay, so what? You didn't wear your officer clothes, so you didn't violate that policy, but I mean, you're still exposing your guts. The viscous innards, as MTR would say, right? A lot of the material my husband and I shared is stuff we taken in our private sex life over the years. So why not just keep it private? Why you feel the need to start this page and share it with everybody else then? Williams, a mother of two. She's got 2 kids. So there was actually a story last year of a kid who was 11 years old who got bullied in school. Was he 11? I think he's 11. And he's in school. He got bullied because his friends, this is like elementary school, right? Or middle school. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've been in elementary school. But basically the other kids, they found out his mom had OnlyFans and they showed him. And this kid was depressed. And when he went and told his mom about it, she basically just blew the kid off and ignored how he felt about the situation. So you got to be careful if you have children and you're doing this kind of stuff and you're exposing your full identity, right? You could make their lives real difficult. Let's just put it that way. I think that kid needed lots and lots of therapy after that, because that is traumatizing. Your friends come up and show you your mom's guts. Okay, I was working up to 60 hours a week, so mostly my husband ran the page and shared my pictures. And then sometimes we'd have fun dressing me up and taking photos, especially to share. Why? This is my question. Why did you want to share it? This just says, you know, the what, but I don't understand why. Why would you and your husband feel the need to share this stuff? Now, I'm not going to knock your hustle. If that's what y'all are into, that's what y'all are into. But it's just strange to me. I would not be okay with my wife doing that. Even if I was the one, you know, busting the back open, you know what I'm saying? I would not be okay with us putting our shit out there for everyone to see, including potentially family, friends, coworkers, and bosses, because that's just not a good look. And that's not how I want them to view me. All that private stuff stays between me and her. It stays in the bedroom. I don't know. The complaint was filed on August 5th, describing that Williams' poor judgment was a discredit to the Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office, and I would agree 100%. We got a little Twitter thing there. We're almost at the end of the article, y'all. I was like, this doesn't even affect the person that reported it. It doesn't affect my work. It doesn't affect my employees. It doesn't affect the community, Williams said. Not true. You're tarnishing the image of the police department. You're tarnishing your self-image. You're embarrassing your family. And it's just not a good look all around. You can't be law enforcement and also have this sexual stuff going on that you're profiting off of. You know, with those two extremes, I feel like you have to pick one or the other. Now, if you're just you know, a worker at Target or something, I mean, by any means, but you definitely probably want to keep your identity protected while you're doing that, because again, employers do check your socials. They check your Facebooks, they check your Twitters, they check your Instagrams, and if all they see is a bunch of thirsty pics with your behind out and you're half naked half the time, then what does that say about you? This says this is what I'm about. That's like a actual full picture of you. And they look and see if you had, I mean, if they discovered this, I mean, who's to say employees aren't even just doing a full sweep of the internet to see what you're about? You know what I mean? They could locate your OnlyFans easily. Something to think about. Let's see here. So I think that's very short-sighted of her to say that it doesn't affect all those things when in reality it does. It really does. The sheriff's office investigated the complaint and internal documents obtained by KDVR. The website contained pictures of Lieutenant Williams posing for pictures clearly showing her face, idiot, her genitals, double idiot. One or more of the photos appear to have been taken in a very public location. So you could be facing a public nudity charge, because you, you know, and I've seen this kind of stuff before where people are literally just out in public. They're like at Walmart or something, and they're just like butt ass naked for some reason, or they're showing off the booty meat. And it's like, what, I mean, what's possessing y'all to do this? Like, why? What is it the validation that you're seeking? I don't understand. I don't get it. But this lady is married and has 28 years in law enforcement and still felt the need to create an OnlyFans and do this kind of stuff. This is really weird to me. A spokesman for the sheriff told KDVR that Williams should have gotten permission for the secondary job, but Williams pushed back that it did not occur to her to ask for permission. So this is a key point here too. A lot of you guys, you might be, who watch the channel, you might be working multiple jobs. Some employers require that you tell them that you're working a second job, and the second job can't interfere with your first job, right? It has to be hours outside of that. Typically, folks do something called moonlighting where they work like those really weird hours. And a lot of places are okay. They say fine as long as it doesn't affect your performance. Some places won't allow you to work two jobs. You know, that's just what it is. And in this case with the police department, I think they would require you to report it. Granted, I don't think this affected her day work because she probably did this in her home with her husband on off-duty hours, right? Which would be fine. But again, you're tarnishing the image of what law enforcement is supposed to represent. You're supposed to have higher moral and ethical standards than the normal Joe, the normal average Joe, right? So, but yeah, that's, you know, that's part of policy. If they count OnlyFans as like because it is basically another job, you're bringing in decent money. That would have been a violation of policy. I don't know if that's grounds for termination, but she probably would have faced some type of disciplinary action, right? Let's continue. A spokesperson for the sheriff told yeah, we covered that. And her response is no, because it really doesn't generate employment income. And there are a lot of individuals throughout the metro area who have what could be considered secondary employment, but it isn't something that gets claimed or gets reported. So look at this next line here. She pulls in about $4,000 a month from the account, according to the New York Post. And I'm not a math whiz, but if we take that 4,000 and we times it by 12 months in a year, that's about $48,000 a year before taxes, right? And even after taxes, I'm not sure what tax rate Colorado is at, right, for state taxes and stuff. She probably brings in close to 40, maybe a little under 40,000. That's not bad, okay? So I would say that's employment income from just taking your clothes off. That's pretty good on top of you know, her daytime job. So she's making bank. So let's finish up here, y'all. She took the $30,000 separation and release agreement in November, retiring from the force partly because she believes she would have been fired if she didn't. I did not leave out of shame. I did not leave out of embarrassment for the OnlyFans page. I left because it was the right thing for myself and my family. And honestly, the OnlyFans piece was just one part of it. So she's trying to say, she left because basically she quit before they could fire her. And she tried to throw the department under the bus. She's saying there's other stuff going on, but I mean, honestly, it is embarrassing for people to find that out. I'm not even going to cap with y'all. If I had something like that and y'all found out, I'd be very demoralized, embarrassed, ashamed, because that's what people put on these OnlyFans is something that, like I said, should be private to whoever you're dealing with. I mean, they're exposing everything, okay? So yeah, the family's gonna be embarrassed. Like your neighbors and people who know you who find out about this, they're gonna be like, let's not deal with her as much now, or they look at you a little differently, right? So she said she loved her job. How could she go back to a work an environment like that? I mean, yeah, I mean, people know about you now. It was hard being a woman in the force. Now we're playing the woman card. Come on now. People have always been jealous of me because I am successful, attractive, and confident. Okay, so now we just completely are shifting the blame here for what you did. So the sheriff's office officially said they didn't fire her or force her out. They were just doing an investigation before it could conclude. She negotiated her severance package and elected to resign her employment. And they're saying that, let's see at the bottom, Miss Williams' allegations appear to be nothing more than an effort to manufacture a newsworthy story to drive traffic to our website. I really wonder about that. So other people who read this or saw the story, I wonder how many actually went to the OnlyFans just to see it. So, but listen, guys, at the end of the day, for any of you out there who have an OnlyFans account and are putting risque pictures out there, right? This is something to consider. If you're looking to have, you know, to continue your current employment or look for new employment. I mean, employers are doing these searches, and if they see something like this, there's a good chance you won't get the job, or you could potentially lose your current job. Which she didn't get fired, but she retired, you know what I'm saying? But I'm pretty sure maybe they would have got her on some type of policy violation, and it's not a good look, you know. So anyways, y'all, that's my 2 cents on the story. Let me know what you guys think about it. Was my analysis of this thing right or wrong? Let me know down in the comments below. Hit the like and subscribe for the YouTube algorithm. Until next time, folks, peace.